Nice. So quiet. How you guys doing today? All right. Just want to say first of all, thanks for you guys coming out to see Patience Baraka speaks. Uh, I'm Arthur Guyan. I'm part of the ASO at GRCC. I'm the president for the ASO actually. So, and this was actually put together by the ASO from GRCC, and the ASO stands for African Student Organization. And what we do is we go around, like maybe we take trips and stuff. We go on conference and stuff like that. The last conference we've been up to this year was the one in DC called PowerPoint, and we were up there with 11 people. Even Patient one of us, and he loved it. And we just do this stuff to like get involved with the community and get to know our people and get to know who we work with. So, and ASO is not for just black people, it's for everybody. It's for you, it's for me, it's for white, blacks, and everybody. People who wants to know about Africa and how to help the war going on there, it's for everybody. So, with no further ado, Patience Katibana Barak. He was born in Congo. He came to the U.S. 2003. He's a refugee, him and his family and his mom. And right here on my right, we have his wife, Ruth, right there in the black. So Ruth, you can just wave your hands. Let's see you. There you go. That's Ruth. And that's his mom in the African dress, Jeanette. And how you doing today, Jeanette? All right, good. He's a student at what's called Grand Valley State University, and he's going for his master in management and public news port, non-profit organization. He's trying to help people back in Congo as well as people back in Africa to make everything better, like help the war, help people who need help, And with no further ado, I'll call Patient up here to tell us, what he got to say. But first, we got to start out with a video, so just give me your undivided attentions, and I'm going to play your video for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Arthur, for the speech. I want to thank everybody here for coming to this meeting. There is nothing special, but what makes it special is your presence here, because you're going to learn some extra that people on street, people in offices don't know. So that's why I say thank you for coming. Thank you for the African Student Organization from GRCC. For my background, you guys, I'm one of your student. I'm GRCC alumni student. I was here for almost 3 years taking my classes in English and a couple of classes in order to complete my curriculum and be able to transfer to Grand Valley, where I'm taking now a master's in social work, and you may understand why I want to be a social worker, and a master in management for public administration and non-profit organization. So thank you again, Delicia and everybody, for giving me this opportunity. Before you start, and so you can understand the underlying, problem that brought us together tonight, I would like to ask Arthur to play a small video here, so then when we go through the PowerPoint, you may be able to connect together the both elements.
Une nuit, on a été surpris par une attaque des militaires rwandais communément appelés les Intérêts. Ainsi, avec un groupe d'autres femmes, ils m'ont emmené en forêt. Là-bas, j'ai subi torture, barbarie, viol et violence sexuelle. J'étais donc esclave. Moi qui étais mariée, qui avait un anneau de mariage pour moi, ils ont signé cet anneau, et vous voyez, il y a mon doigt qui ne fonctionne pas bien à cause de cela, car ils disaient que j'étais la femme de personne et la femme de tout le monde à la fois. Ainsi, ils m'appelaient un repas. Tout un chacun qui voulait faire ses besoins sexuels me prenait pour un repas. Et après m'avoir violé, il mémoire, disant que j'étais indigne de leur famille parce que j'étais violée par des Rwandais ou des étrangers. Ils m'ont amené à l'hôpital. Après examen, j'étais affectée par plus de 5 maladies sexuellement transmissibles. Je me rappelle que j'ai dû subir des traitements pendant plus de 2 ans. Chaque fois que j'allais suivre ces traitements, j'étais hors de moi. Je savais que j'étais malade. J'avais fait un bac et je suis maintenant malade. On m'a dit non. Nous avions avancé dans le programme avec le train. J'étais dans un groupe nommé Mapendo. Cela signifie amour, charité, fraternité. Parce que dans la ville, il y avait des gens qui se disaient qu'ils s'occupaient des victimes de viol, mais de temps en temps, leur attitude prouvait qu'elles sont là pour se moquer d'elles. Ainsi, j'étais dans le programme, mais personne ne savait que j'étais victime. C'est-à-dire, grâce à une famille, dénoncer le mal, pour plaidoyer et aussi pour sensibiliser. J'ai trouvé qu'il ne faut pas se taire, il faut briser le silence. Le viol, c'est vraiment un crime, un génocide contre la nation congolaise. Et je voudrais que vous puissiez m'aider pour qu'on puisse les déraciner de la République démocratique du Congo, pour que la femme puisse être réhabilitée dans ses droits, qu'elle puisse retrouver la valeur, la vraie valeur humaine. Je suis une femme, vous êtes des femmes, et l'homme aussi est né d'une femme. Ainsi, ensemble avec vous, je veux la paix au Congo et une paix durable. Merci.
Okay, this was just, to give you a kind of a perspective about what we're gonna speak about tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and, with the PowerPoint presentation, so you have a background how we came to reach that level of atrocity. This is the Congo map. Basically, the Congo in 1880 was colonized, was taken by the King Leopold II of Belgium, who colonized our country and like his own property. So it resulted in 10 million of deaths because he was basically taking all the gold, diamond, and ivory, killing those elephants to grab the ivory. So it resulted in killing of people because the local people resisted, they resisted the invasion of, European that time. When he failed to manage the Congo, he transferred the power to, the Belgian government. So the Belgian government started managing the Congo from 1980 to 1960 when we got our independence, and this was our first Prime Minister who was supported by the Belgium and the US, but then later he was killed. And when he was killed because of struggle power, Mobutu Mobutu Sese Seko reigned for 32 years, and he was a friend to American government here, because that time when he took power in 1960, that the time of the Cold War, so Africa was kind of divided, and he had to play the American role in order to push the Russian away from Africa. So following the genocide in Rwanda in 1999, I think you've heard about it. We had about 3 million Rwandese people crossing toward the Congo border. For a country which doesn't have infrastructure like US, like Michigan We don't have any place to keep them. So the 3 million people who crossed the Congo became a major social problem. From that time, some of them went in the bush, in the forest, some of them were armed, they crossed with, they equipped military equipment. And so we are a poor country. We did not have the means to be able to arrest 3 million people, check them, control, took whatever they had. So they scattered toward, the Congo forest, and so they became basically the militia inside the Congo. So, and then it became, a very huge conflict because the Rwanda government wanted to go back in the Congo to pursue those militias. The Congolese government trying to stop them. So it became like kind of chaos. But understand that, other countries get involved because of their own interest, trying, to get piece of the pie. In 2006, we had an election in the Congo. Basically, after from 1994, the genocide in the Congo, the country was destabilized until 2006 when we had the election, and Kabila came to power. But then with, the division among politicians, the Rebel group re-emerged again. So we had to get the UN peacekeeper coming in Congo. And right now, for your information, Congo is the largest, hold the largest unit of, UN peacekeeper in the world. We have almost 17,000 peacekeepers in the Eastern Congo. What came next was the sexual violence, which was not known to the public, appeared because of the level, the extreme level of such use of violence against women. And basically, I will come back again to the rape and try to explain the underlying, causes of the rape. But understand that the Congo is a huge country. Almost it can fit in the U.S. like 3 times. If Congo can fit in the U.S. like 3 times, it's like Texas can fit in the Congo like 4 times. So it's a huge country, the 3rd largest country in Africa. So we have this mineral, the best mineral which are used in, this technology of a touch screen, cell phone, whatever, satellite to send to the moon, whatever they are sending to Mars, and computer, video game, the Wi-Fi you guys are buying. The Congolese mineral are very, very involved. And one of the article I think you picked outside, which is from New York Times, talks about it. It's a cell phone, the Congo war and cell phone. I think you may be able to rely on that. So if we came out with a blood diamond because of the war in which country? In Sierra Leone. But right now, we need to be able to coin the word of, blood cell phone, blood laptop, because those products are tainted by the blood of our mom, our sisters, our brothers who are murdered because this rebel group, they are tending to take control of, a certain land because of the resource which is underneath, and they start, looting those resources. And the easiest, person on the land is a woman and a girl and children. That's why they are the most victims. So in January 2008, President Kabila and the rebel group in Eastern Congo, they signed, a kind of peace agreement, but no peace because, there are so many lies of, ties to the outside, if you want to understand. It's like, those rebel groups are very supported by, billions of dollars they are making under, through the looting of mineral. So the peace actually never work out and the people continue to suffer. The use of, the systematic and widespread of crime against humanity the Congo is the worst of the worst because you kill, there is no anybody to come and pursue you. There is no any court to arrest these people. the culture of silence is reigning, and people are left over, children are killed, So more than, and you may rely to these articles, which, we got on reliable media. It's more than 45,000 Congolese die each month. So if you divide by 30 days, you know the number of people who are killed because of this war and related to the war. More than 200,000 women and girls have been raped. And I will introduce to you, we call mom. She's my mom from the Congo. She's not my biological mom, but in Africa we always call every woman mom. She's my mom here. She will talk a little bit about the rape, after I'm done. But 200,000, it's like taking all the women in Grand Rapids and they put them in a room and rape them. And the big problem, the media, the Western media is so silent about it. And this is very revolting, because if your mom can be raped, and your sister is raped, and your little girl is raped, so what the meaning of life for you? We lose the meaning of life. We lose the sense of being human being. Basically, when it comes to this number, you become speechless. You don't know what to say. You are watching other people and see who's going to say a word. And we say no. I say no. I have to do something. I have to meet with people like you. I need to talk to people on the street. And that's how I finished being here, because somebody heard my voice. He brought the voice here, and that voice came to another person, and I was invited to speak over here. Because we need, because of for the sake of the 200,000 and the other people whose number will never be involved, including that number. The Eastern Congo right now is the most dangerous place in the world, especially for women and girls. For women, because when basically they attack like a village, suppose you attack Lansing or Holland in Michigan, all the guys, the men, the strong men, because they will be killed. They run away. When they hear the noise, people coming at night in the morning, they flee and they go in a bush, in a forest, they hide over there, in a tree, whatever. So women, they are always behind. Our mom, our sister, they're always behind. So that's how, they get women. And the second reason, because women, they can use them to carry their weapon and, their cargoes too, through the forest where they don't drive, they go marching day and night. So those women became for them a transportation for them. Basically, they became a transportation slave, but also sex slave, because there is no mercy for those people. The biggest problem with sexual violence is to say that, the culture of impunity reign. Usually when somebody has been shot here in Grand Rapids, we hear the media, we hear news everywhere talking about it, or somebody was raped on the street, or, when I was here at JRCC, we were receiving briefing every day. If you see something suspicious, call the number, call the police, JRCC police. But here, you don't call 911. You rely on God. So what happened is the culture of impunity, the culture of silence, which surround, those abuse of women, those massacre, those killing, have gone beyond until our brain keep just thinking about those things. You may feel like you are far away from those things, but when I was here in 2006, I came here in 2003, 2006, and my family, which fled the Congo and went in stay in Uganda, because we had the plan so that they can join me through the Immigration and Naturalization Service after I filed for family reunification. My sister, she will never join me. Her name was Rebecca. She was 23 years old. And when she was living in Uganda, after spending like 4 or 5 years without news to come over here, and the migration is now tough, she decided, she told her parent, Mom, I'm gonna go back, maybe try another life. She never made it. When she reached the border of Congo and Rwanda, she was arrested over there. she was just, raped and murdered in the worst way you can imagine. At 23 years old, she never had any job, any political position, any business name, but she was murdered, and we'll be glad to show you some of her photo after the presentation. So that's how I'm related to this issue. When you lose your loved one, when you hear the news from your neighbor, when you understand that a woman of 70 years old was raped, that's your grandma. It's unbelievable. And then you say, we're going to do something. So the culture of impunity is used because nobody is arrested for those killing, for those massacre, for those rape. And besides, doing that, the biggest problem is that the government doesn't have the means, or is not really complaining about those kind of, rape, and that's how, it keeps going on. Approximately 3,500 reported incidents of rape in North Kivu. This is like 6 months because we have some no-profit organization. This girl, this is not my picture, I'm not photographed, but this tells you the whole thing. She's pregnant, she got another baby if you look very well. But you see what she left behind. No life behind. And if she gets caught, they will not realize that she's pregnant, but they will do whatever they want to do to her. And so it's terrible. It's terrible. These are the house people are living in. When when you complain about your living here, that's okay because you compare yourself to American standard. But these people, they were living in their normal house, but they are now living in this shelter offered by UNICEF or World Food Program or refugee program, to stay in this shelter for 6 to 1 year. Just imagine what kind of life. And that's why we say 45,000 people are dying every day in Congo because they are attacked by mosquito, they are attacked by cholera, they are raped inside the same camp because there is no police over there to check on you to keep you safe. And the people are dying over there because of poverty. There is no food, enough food to supply those 200,000 people in a camp. And so people sometimes, and I'm telling you as a Congolese myself, people eat trees, leaves. You go to a tree and you don't know, it's maybe even a wild tree, you cut the leaves, you give your children and suddenly they die. You don't know the chemical, which is in that tree. But sometimes you go in the pool, you pull something like this and you take just, the roots of the tree, you try to cook, come out with something. It's unbelievable that the U.S., the most advanced democracy, have been keeping silence. And this is a question you may ask me and I may ask you, why? More than 10 years, we've been keep silence, and we didn't want to talk about these issues. We talked about Afghanistan, of course. When someone blow himself in Afghanistan and kill 5 people, we talked about it on CNN. But when somebody go and they rape 10 women, and when a woman is raped by 20 people, we don't want to talk about it. And this is not justice. If we live in a democracy, then we're going to bring all the issue on the table and try, to open, hatch the eggs and see what is inside. So we need peacekeeper in Congo. We need protection for the weak population, most being women and children. We need justice, which means punishment. And justice can be done on a local level, national level, and international level, which means that the people who are committing this crime should be taken to an international tribunal. They should be accountable for what they are doing. They are destroying a generation of people, those child soldiers who will never go back to a civil life. They will never regain their mind of human being because they have been brainwashed, telling them that rape will give you strength, that killing, somebody, it gives you strength, and you will become a general in army, which never exists. We need to do something. We need to do something. So we're gonna watch a second video. We're gonna basically take a small break. But before a small break, I can answer like 2 questions. Then you guys can serve food, and we can continue with the program. 2 quick questions.
If anyone has a question, I'll just bring the mic there. Thank you.
My question is based on the PowerPoint. There was a slide there. It was just one of the bullet points, but it says gender inequality and cultural barriers. What do you mean exactly by the cultural barriers more than the gender inequalities?
Thank you very much for the question. Basically in Africa, most African country, and in particular in the Congo, we don't talk about rape every day. We did not know about rape. We grow up like, you and me, and the rape is something that just came. So understand that the culture is in shock. People don't want to talk about in public. A woman who are raped, she's afraid to come forward and say, this is what happened to me, because people will laugh. And some people in our own family will say, no, you are dishonored. You are not supposed to come in our family, because that's how the culture have been, considering, rape. Like it's something extremely, very, 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 very bad, and you should not come back in the family if you've been raped. So that's how the culture basically is in contradiction with the real reality on the ground. So people are afraid to come out and report that they are raped because they are spouse. Sometimes they will reject them. Your own spouse say, no, I'm not going to touch you again. We have an alliance, like the lady just said. We made a covenant, and now you broke the covenant. I'm sorry for what happened to you, but you are being dishonored, and I'm not allowed to come to you. And they need to go through the ritual, culture stuff in order to get to be cleansed again. The husband, we have a very difficult situation. I would say me too. We are in a very difficult situation. Because the husband, when those rebel and militiamen comes in a city, the first people to be killed who can, resist or who can try to fight them, they are men. So men are the first killed. So what happened is when the men leave, they flee. When they come back, they become powerless. They feel powerless in front of the situation. When you found your daughter, your mom, or your wife have been raped, most of them became, mental disabled. They became crazy because of, the stigma and the feeling of, worthlessness, those men. And so what happened is most of the time they feel like a shame to go back and say, no, I can stay with this wife because of, they keep thinking. They say, you better go maybe in your family, go through the process of healing. I can still my own try to cope because of my weakness. I failed to protect you. And that's a problem of men. We fail to protect our wife, our daughter, and the feeling of, the feeling that goes inside us take us away from, being in front of the situation. Rather, we go back away from the situation. Okay. Yeah, one more question. Then.
Thank you so much for coming to Grand Rapids Community College and speaking. I appreciate it. I missed your PowerPoint, I'm sorry, but based on the readings I read on the Congo, I know the war is based on the minerals, the diamond, the copper, and the cobalt. What can you tell us as Americans regarding the mineral trade and how much the war is being funded by mineral trades by Sony, Nokia, companies that we see at Best Buy or at any other department store.
Thank you for your question. I think this is the most fundamental question about the war in the Congo, because the underlying cause of the rape, massive rape of women and the massive killing is the mineral. Congo is one of the most richest countries in the world, but the poorest of the world too, because those minerals never benefit its population. And what happened is those minerals are very expensive on the world market. But if you can, the capitalism system, it doesn't have a, basic, the rules that we learn in school that, self-entrepreneurship, free business, whatever, it doesn't work on the ground of when they are fighting for the resource. And if you read, people like Karl Marx of the theory of Karl Marx about the conflict theory, you will understand how Congo mineral finish in our cell phones here, our laptop. And because when you go in Congo right now to buy those minerals, you can have tons for 1 million. Something that will cost you hundreds of million, you will get it to a cheaper price because it's looted and it goes through smuggling ways and reach your company. And because the government is so weak, they don't have, strong immigration policy. There is no international policy against the looting of mineral unless the U.S. today decide, to bring forth such, decision, such policy on the table with the G8 going over there. But still, we know that those minerals, like the tantalite, we call the colta, they are the main component part of, cell phone and the touch screen, high speed, material, to help information circulate so quickly, in terms of giga, I don't know, very well technology, but the minerals are coming most from the Congo. And you may be able to go to CNN, you will find it. We know that there are American companies which are, buying those minerals. There are European companies, there are Canadian companies that's buying minerals. But the question will be why the American government is keeping silence. And the simple answer, my guess will be, because they don't want to talk about it and they don't want to get involved. If they can talk about it, means they need to do something. And if they keep quiet, they mean they don't want to do anything. We are focusing on the economy, on Al-Qaeda, but we got a big Al-Qaeda over there. He's killing, he's looting. And since we got the mineral like uranium, it's terrible for the government, American government, because those uranium can be easily smuggled and taken somewhere and may finish one day here in American city like a dirty bomb. And that's why we are speaking, because those minerals are out of control. Anybody can access those minerals and can loot them. The government is not controlling 100% of the country. I would say maybe 40% and 60% is under the hand of a different militia group. We have more than 20 militia groups in Congo. And those militia groups are built in terms of, military stronghold, in terms of, rebel group, in terms of a political agenda, but the underlying business and goal is the looting. They keep looting those minerals, which we are using here. For your example, there is a cell phone I found at Sprint, and they call it Katana. Did you know that in the Congo we have a village full of mineral? It's called Katana. And almost in eastern Congo, where my dad is from originally, our village is called Katana. And I was surprised they named it Katana. I said, what a shame to name a cell phone katana, meaning that, they took the mineral from the village. Those people did not benefit any single coin from the mineral, and now they want to sell out the same technology from katana. From the village where they don't have even a cell phone. This is something, guys, we need to stand up together. We need to go and say, enough is enough. If we stood together, we may be able, the way we are building an international, alliance against Al-Qaeda, we need to build an alliance against rape. We need to build an alliance against looting. We need to build an alliance against human rights abuse, because this is more than you may think. It's deeper. In the Congo, we have lost almost 60 million of people, and this is something that's gonna shock you. 6 million of people, all more than Grand Rapids. How many times? I think Grand Rapids we are now, I don't know if we are 1 million. So just imagine 6 million people in 10 years of war. And still, George Bush government did not mention the war in the Congo. He's mentioning, the war in Sudan because he got some interest in Sudan with the president of Sudan. And now he mentioned the war in Iraq because he needs something from Iraq. But 6 million, that's a lot. That's like 10 cities in the US people killed. And those people, their blood is crying, saying, who's gonna stand up and talk on my behalf? Who's gonna mention my name? We need to do something.
Thank you. Thank you for your questions. You asked the question. Thank you so much. It's 5 something. We are gonna go and have some refreshments, and those of you who have questions, later on, Patient is gonna come up here again and speak for about 20 minutes. Then you can ask your questions after that. Then, Jeanette, please. She's gonna speak to after we get our food and I'll sit down together. If you have any questions that we won't be able to answer after everything, just put them on the paper and just leave them. We can send you an email. I'm guessing all you guys left your names for the raffle, everything, because we got 6 T-shirts that we're gonna give out. If you can see on my bag, I'm wearing my T-shirt right now, but we got 6 over there that we're giving out for free. So if you don't have your name in the basket, you won't be able to get a T-shirt. All right, so go get some food and please have a seat. Thank you.